Real estate license exams for dummies. Part 3 is all mines, owning and transferring real estate. Chapter 8, knowing the limitations of real estate ownership. Review questions and answers. Questions on the subject in this chapter tend to focus on the general knowledge and definitions. State examiners don't expect you to become a zoning expert, for instance, but they do want to know that you know the difference between a use variance and an area variance. Question number 1. Which of the following is false? A. Liens are encumbrances. B. All encumbrances are liens. C. Easements are encumbrances. D. Deed restrictions are a type of encumbrance. Correct answer, B. All encumbrances are liens. Among the several different types of encumbrances are easements and deed restrictions. Liens are one type. So all liens are encumbrances, but not all encumbrances are liens. Remember, this question is asking you to select the answer that is not true. Question number 2. Which statement is true about real estate tax liens? A. They take priority over all other liens. They are paid according to when they were reported. They take priority over all other liens except the mortgage. D. They are not only type of liens that do not attach to the property. Correct answer, A. They take priority over all other liens. Question number 3. A judgment lien is A. Voluntary and specific. B. Voluntary in general. C. Involuntary and specific. D. Involuntary in general. Correct answer is D. Involuntary in general. It is involuntary because you didn't want it. It is general because it covers all your real estate and can include your personal property. You agreed to a voluntary lien. Specific liens only apply to one property. Question 4. Ann buys property that is landlocked. Betty agrees to let Ann drive across her property to get to the main road. Ann has A. An easement in gross. An easement by the entirety. C. An easement by the necessity. A D. An easement by Puritan. Correct answer is D. An easement by a Puritan. An easement by a Puritan benefits a neighboring property. In this case, Ann's property, an easement in gross benefits an individual. So, no such thing as an easement by entirety even exists. Under certain circumstances, the courts grant an easement by necessity when someone refuses to give an easement. In this case, Betty agreed to give Ann an easement. Something else you need to notice in this question is the term landlocked. Test writers expect you to know what it means to have a property that has no direct access to a road. Question number 5. The loss of the right to enforce a deed restriction because of a failure to enforce the right within a specific time frame is called A. Statute of limitations. B. Laches. C. Restrictive covenants. D. Statute of frauds. Correct answer is B. Laches. Statute of limitation usually applies to criminal prosecution and civil suits. Restrictive covenants are on the basis for filing for an injunction. A statute of frauds is something I referred to in Chapter 11. Question number 6. The right of a government to take your real estate against your will is known as A. Escheats. B. Negotiation. C. Eminent domain. D. Zoning. Correct answer is C, eminent domain. Eminent domain is the right of the government to take your property even if you don't want to do it. Escheats is the government getting your property after you're dead. Negotiating is with the cooperation, so it isn't against your will. Zoning limits the use of the property, but does not give ownership to the government. The use of the word take in the question is typical when referring to eminent domain. Question number 7. A detached garage on a housing lot is an example of A, an accessory use, B, an accessory building, C, a variance, D, special permit use. Correct answer is B, an accessory building. Remember, an accessory use supports the primary use of the property. The key is in the question asks about a building. Question number 8. The plans showing the individual lots in a subdivision is called A, a master plan, B, a plat map, C, zoning plan, a D, the lot and block plan. Correct answer is B, the plat map. The possible confusing answer here is the lot and block plan, because you may remember that many subdivisions are divided into blocks and lots, but it isn't what the subdivision plan is called. Question number 9. A term used to describe roads, sewers, water lines, and other municipality services facilities is A, utilities, B, demographics, C, accessory uses, D, infrastructure. Correct answer is D, infrastructure. Go back and look at the definition and remember that at the test, writers expect you to understand words like municipal, which means government units, usually local, and facilities, which can almost anything that's physical but isn't movable. Question number 10. What documents do you check to determine the amount of installation needed in a new house? A, zoning ordinance, B, deed restriction, C, building code, C, subdivision regulations. Correct answer is C, building code. Zoning ordinances tell you what you can build and where you can build it, but the building code tells you how you can build it. I imagine an energy conclusion person can put an insulated restriction in the deed, but doing so is so unlikely that B would be the correct choice here. Subdivision regulations normally don't deal with building specific. And that was part 3. It's all mines, owning and transferring real estate. Chapter 8, owning the limitations of real estate ownership. Thank you very much.